Hey guys, hope everybody's doing well. Sorry I've been MIA for a few months now. There's a good reason, I swear. I don't know if you guys missed me. I know I'm not Princess Catherine. Nobody notices if I'm not online for a few months. But if you did, I really appreciate you. The reason I've been MIA for these past few months is because I've been working on an exciting project, and that is my very own pottery studio. Look at this place. Look at these exposed brick walls and these wood floors. They're a little bit dirty. They need some work, but I'm finally opening my pottery studio and I'm really excited. I think I mentioned in some of my previous videos that I'm really passionate about pottery and I really wanted to open the studio. So it's been a long, tumultuous journey, but I'm very happy that I'm finally here, that I'm finally able to open this. I'll share some details with you guys later on about some of the challenges that we faced, and it is usually quite a lot of work to set up a new business. So I'll be sharing some of those with you guys in the next few upcoming videos. Can you imagine some pottery wheels by the windows and like long tables right here? And across this wall, on this side, we'll have some shelves holding beautiful potteries. There's also a bit of a, sort of like a back patio where we could do outdoor stuff, outdoor workshops and stuff in the summer times. I'm so excited and I hope you guys will join me as we get on this journey and like build this beautiful studio together. So the other thing I wanted to share with you guys is the process and my experience really about setting up this business. That's what I've been really busy with for these past few months. And I did learn quite a few important things. So I thought that it would be really interesting to share that with you guys in case you're ever thinking of setting up your business. Firstly, you have to create a name for the business. You do not need to create a name for the business. You can have a numbered company. Many businesses have just a numbered company. But if you choose to go with a name, I would start with Googling the names that you want. One of the things I realized as I was searching for a name for my pottery studio is how difficult it is to find a name that you want or you like. For example, I wanted something to do with clay, but anything with clay in front of it was taken. Talk about clayscape, clay art, claymation, clay dough. In fact, clay dough is apparently a digital product, kind of similar to Play-Doh or a claymation kind of a thing. Everything related to clay was gone. And while I was searching for that, I also had to think about SEO optimization. So if anybody starts searching something with clay and these 15 other pottery studios show up, then there is very little chance of my pottery studio actually showing up on the website, on Google as people are searching for it. So clay was out of the question. Ceramics was out of the question. They were also taken. Literally any name that's remotely related to pottery or ceramics or arts was taken. So then after, I don't know, racking my brains, asking people, literally taking polls from people, I landed on Spin Pottery Studio. So yes, there is something called Spin Toronto where you can go and play ping pong. Spin is also spin classes that people take, but there was nothing related to spin pottery. So the moment I started searching spin pottery, nothing else came out. So I was like, yes, there's one that I like. So that's what we ended up with. And then once you've thought about a name, you have to register, incorporate your business. So you can do it in a few different ways. If you want to incorporate federally, you can go to canada.ca. If you want to incorporate in your province, like I'm in Ontario, you can go to ontario.ca and incorporate. I also found out that if you incorporate federally, incorporating in Ontario, so kind of registering your business in Ontario is free. So if you're planning on starting a business in Ontario, I would recommend incorporating federally and then just like registering it in Ontario for free. Now, yes, you can do this process. It is somewhat of a long process. There are multiple videos on YouTube where they can take you through the steps of it. It's not very difficult, but it is a lengthy process and it's not the most user friendly. Now, I found another option called Ownr, OWNR, which is sort of like an associated service provided by RBC. Now, before we go any further, I have to tell you this video is not sponsored by RBC or by Ownr or by anybody else. This is a completely unsponsored video. But my experience with Ownr was pretty good, so I really want to share that with you. Few different things that Ownr provided that you won't get if you're registering on your own or incorporating on your own through Ontario.ca is a user-friendly platform. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I've done both because I registered or incorporated, I keep saying registered, it's incorporation. I incorporated my wedding planning business myself through Ontario.ca, through Canada.ca. So I know that process and I've gone through that process already. But when I incorporated Pottery Studio, I did it through Ownr and I found the process much easier, much simpler. So user-friendly platform for sure. Secondly, you actually have their customer representative who are pretty knowledgeable and they can help you out. They can answer questions for you. They are pretty good to work with, pretty responsive. They'll set up a call with you, take you through the platform. So that's an added bonus where you get, the support that you don't get if you incorporate yourself. Thirdly, there's a lot less legal aspect that you have to navigate. It's quite user-friendly language as well. And you fill out certain things and then Ownr populates that on the back end so that a lot of things like articles of incorporation and directors and whatnot and consent forms, those automatically get generated and then they just ask you to download and get them signed by the proper person. So in my case, I'm the sole owner and director, so I just had to countersign and keep them. So a lot of these is automatically taken care of by Ownr, which is not the same when you incorporate yourself. Thirdly, and the one that I found pretty useful, is if you want to incorporate a named company, federally, if you want to do that, you can do that, but you have to purchase something called a Nuance Report, Nuans, Nuance Report, which tells you all the names that have already been incorporated. So you have to go through that and find out if your name is already taken. If not, then you can use that name to incorporate. Well, on Ownr, the first step was searching with the name that you want. So that Nuance report is already incorporated into their platform. So when you search, they'll tell you if your chosen name is available or not, which was a very useful feature for me because as I said, I had a lot of difficulty finding the name for my studio and I didn't want to not be able to register with that. So I'm very thankful that that was the first step and then you go through the next few steps. So those are some of the key features that I found very useful in terms of Ownr. If you speak to somebody from Ownr, they'll give you a lot more detail. There are other benefits that they can speak to. I'm not an expert in that field, but I just wanted to share that this was my experience. Now, if you incorporate on your own, federally, it costs you $200 plus HST. If you incorporate through Ownr, they charge you $4.99. So Ownr is a subscription system where you basically pay yearly for the subscription. Now, of those $4.99, your $200 incorporation fee is included in that. But what RBC does is if you open an RBC bank account, a business account through RBC, they will refund you $300. So what that means is that even if you use the Ownr system and if you open an RBC bank account, then you're paying the same amount that you would if you incorporated yourself. The only thing is you have to open an RBC account, which is around $6 a month, which is not bad actually. Like I asked some other banks about their business accounts and this seems to be the lowest monthly price that I found. And my experience with RBC has been relatively good in terms of their customer service. Although that brings me to the next point, which is I had to apply for a business loan. If you are planning on opening your business and you have the capital, you may not have to go that route. But I definitely needed to get a bank loan because I didn't want to take out all my savings, my RSP to like put it into the business. So there are a couple different ways you can go about this. You can apply for a general business loan, or you can apply for something called CSBFL. CSBFL is Canada Small Business Financing Loans. Now, this is a loan that the government pays, or the government kind of makes available through the banks. All of the banks have these. They just have like slightly different rules, but overall, CSBFL seems to be, they will give you a certain amount of money, but you have to show documentation proving exactly what amount you need. So if you say your startup cost is, for example, say 50,000, you have to show quotes from different vendors and whatnot that lead up to that $50,000, and only then they will use that to make that application. So they are very, very strict about, the amount of money that you're asking for, and then they will not just give you the money in your bank account. When you need to spend that money, you have to bring that invoice to the bank. You can be like, this is my vendor, say my electrician, he wants, this is his quote for $5,000. I know that's pretty expensive for an electrician, but depending on what you're doing, you might have to spend that. But yeah, so you bring that invoice to your bank. The bank is going to create a draft, and that you can deposit to your electrician. So it's a very, very controlled process where they want to make sure that the money is going exactly to who you say it's going to, and you have to justify every single purchase that you're doing. Now, the reason it is this strict is because the government takes on the responsibility that if your business goes under, the government pays for 75% of that loan. You are still on the hook for 25% of that loan. So that is the benefit of CSBFL. But as I said, there's quite a few guardrails, and you have to qualify. You have to still put in, I believe, 10% of the down payment, and then the loan, you can ask for a loan for the 90% remaining. Now, CSBFL, let me just check what the interest rates were. So CSBFL interest rates for fixed term was about 7.89% to 8.14%, and variable was prime plus 1.5 to 1.75%. So it is, it's not very, very high, but it is a little bit on the higher end. The second option is something called Futurepreneur, which is sort of like a separate organization. They work with younger business owners to help them set up their business. They are also quite a useful organization. So Futurepreneur, you can apply for a business loan through Futurepreneur if you are under 40 years old. So up to 39, you can apply for a loan with them to open your own business. They help you out in terms of, they have business plan templates, they have cash flow templates, which are actually really good. Again, they have representatives who will work with you. These are people who have built their own businesses, who have a lot of experience in their industries, and it's really good to get that mentorship from them, and they'll help you not just build your business plan. There are also free business trainings. So training on how to build a business plan, training on cash flow templates, training on marketing. There's a lot of these that are very useful as you're starting on this journey. And these are free of charge. You can go on to Futurepreneur's website. I'll link it below, but you can go on to Futurepreneur's website and download these templates, build your own. You can set up a call with people, with the representatives, and actually speak to them. and advisors essentially, and they'll give you advice on what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, what you're not thinking about as you're thinking about this business. So it's very, very useful. And then you can register for these free webinar trainings, which are really useful, really informative. So I would highly recommend going through them. Even if you don't take the loan through Futurepreneur, these free tools are pretty useful. So I would highly recommend them. Secondly, Futurepreneur also gives you loans. So they give you up to, I think, up to 25 grand you can get through Futurepreneur directly. And then if you want more than that, then they partner with BDC Bank, which gives you the remainder. So the way it works is if you take up to $25,000, Futurepreneur can give it to you directly, and their interest rate is very similar to CSBFL. If you want more than 25,000, then it becomes a 1/3 split. So one portion will be paid by Futurepreneur, and then 2/3 portion would be paid by BDC. Now, BDC's loan is 1% more than Futurepreneur's loan. So you can ask up to $60,000 in loans, but you're going to pay about 1/3 of that will be Futurepreneur, and 2/3 of that would be BDC, and the BDC amount is 1% higher. But what you do get from Futurepreneur is for 2 years, you get a mentor who's going to get in touch with you once a month. They're going to help you through your setting up your business, through launching your business, talk you through any issues that you're having, give you ideas. So that is a very important component of it. So those are 2 big ways of financing your business. The third one is the one that I went with eventually. So I did the Futurepreneur trainings. I used their templates. I looked into CSBFL through RBC and through TD, and then I landed on just a normal business loan from RBC. Now, why I did this is because I was getting a slightly better interest rate through that. So my interest rate right now, fixed term, is 6.04. Which is lower than 7.49%, which is the minimum for CSBFL. The only caveat is I had to put up 25% of my down payment instead of paying 10%, and then the loan covering 90%. So, but the other important aspect is that this is a lot less controlled than CSBFL. Once they look through all my documentation, they look through my finances, they look through like everything, my business plans and stuff. Once they approve the loan money just comes into my account, and then I'm on the hook to pay them monthly, pay it back monthly from that account. And there, I don't have to submit invoices. I don't have to get approval every time. I don't have to get, justify every single purchase I'm making. So it is a lot less controlled, but also that the onus is completely on you. Government is not going to bail you out if your business does not succeed. So those are the few important steps that I had to go through. I'm hoping this helps you out. I'm going to link all of the information that I talked about. So Futurepreneur, CSBFL, as well as Ownr. I'll link all of them down below. Please do your own research. I'm not recommending one thing or the other. I'm just sharing the experience that I had and my point of view in terms of what I found useful and not so useful. So I hope you guys had found some important information here. If you are starting your business, please sound off in the comments below. I want to build a community where we can share from each other. If we are struggling through some of these things, I am really struggling through setting up this business. It was a lot of hurdles, and now I finally have keys to my place. I have the money. Now I have to set up my business, and wish me luck. I absolutely need that. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you.